Hello, and welcome to this quick video on how to perform some common tasks on your computer using the screen reader. The tasks we're going to look at are shutting down, restarting, signing out, and putting your computer to sleep. We've already reviewed these tasks in two other videos. One of the videos was accessing part of the Start menu that allowed performing these actions. A second video looked at using the Power User menu. In this video, we're going to review the Power User menu, but also introduce another way to perform these actions. Like many things in Windows, there's always more than one way to perform an action, and that doesn't necessarily mean that one way is better or worse than another. That's kind of a value judgment that, we don't need to apply here. What is important is it's the way that is effective for you and the way that you are the most comfortable with. One user might prefer to use the Power User menu. Another user may prefer to use the Alt F4 to access these same options in that way. As before, I will be utilizing the JAWS for Windows screen readers, but I want to reinforce that, again, these are Windows commands, and though your screen reader may give different cues and some different feedback, the navigation and keyboard commands are the same. So let's go ahead and get started. I just really quickly want to review accessing that Power User menu. So I'm going to press Windows X.
Win context menu, mobility center, 2 of 18. To move through items, press up or down arrow, Alt followed by B.
The U opens our shutdown and sign out menu.
Sign out, 1 of 4, Alt followed by I.
And pressing I will sign the user out. Pressing S will put the computer to sleep. Pressing U will shut down the computer, or pressing R will restart. I did that rather slowly for what compared to what you might otherwise want to do this. I'm going to press Windows M.
Leaving menus, fold.
So I'm going to show you again. This can be done rather quickly. I'm not going to hit the third sequence in the 3 command sequence because I don't want to actually perform the action. But I don't need to wait for my screen reader to stop speaking. I can just continue on the action because I can interrupt that screen reader. Remember, the screen reader is just giving you information. It's not completing the specific task. So if I do this,
With context, sign out, 1 of 4, Alt.
And I could have just as quickly hit one of those 3 commands. As you saw, that took me about 2 seconds. If I'm really in a rush to get out of here at the end of the day, it can probably take me less than that. I'm going to press Windows M to go back to my desktop.
Leaving menu.
And I pressed Control to make my JAWS be quiet. That is a very useful command, and your finger might find itself living very close to the Control key. I haven't introduced that key or that concept yet because I wanted you to practice listening to your screen reader. There are times if you know what you need to do next, you don't need to finish listening. But that's only for when you are sure of what's going to happen and have performed a repetitive task. The task I'm going to introduce here is using Alt F4 to activate the shutdown or sign out or restart or sleep process. This works only if all of your other applications are minimized and your focus is not on a specific application, so often when it's on the desktop. So you're going to want to perform the Windows M command before you start to perform this other command sequence. The command sequence we're going to talk about is Alt F4. As we've talked about, the Alt keys are usually on either side of your spacebar on your computer. The F4 key is located in the function row, and it is the 4th key in. If you are using a desktop keyboard, there is often the top row has a escape key that is all the way on the left, sort of isolated on its own, and the F keys or the function keys are separated into packs of 4. So there's the first 4 function keys, and then a gap, and the next 4 function keys, then a gap, and the next 4 function keys. making for a total of 12 function keys. The function keys on a laptop can vary a little bit. So I would highly advise you to look to your instructor or your user manual on finding that F key. And it wouldn't be a bad idea because F4 or actually a lot of the function keys are used. So to find a way of marking one function key so that you can more easily orient yourself to the keyboard. That's just a quick tip. But back to our original task. If I want to press Alt F4 here,
Alt F4, shut down Windows dialog. Select the option that best describes why you want to shut down the computer. What do you want the computer to do? Combo box, shut down, 3 of 4. To change the selection, use the arrow keys, Alt plus W.
This is the shutdown dialog, or a dialog box anyway. You're focused in an area where you can use your keyboard to select what you want the computer to do. By default, shutdown is the item that's in focus. I can use my up and down arrow to navigate to what I want my computer to do.
Sleep, 2 of 4.
I pressed an up arrow. As indicated, the sleep is the second option.
Sign out, 1 of 4.
Sign out is the first option. This might look familiar because this is the same order that they're laid out in that Power User submenu. So the first item is sign out. The second item is
Sleep, 2 of 4.
sleep. The third item
Shut down, 3 of 4.
is shut down.
Restart, 4 of 4.
The fourth item is restart. If I press the letter S here,
Sign out, 1 of 4.
it will take me to sign out. If I press the letter S again,
Sleep, 2 of 4.
it'll take me to sleep. If I press the letter S again,
Shut down, 3 of 4.
it'll take me to shut down. In this menu, I can utilize first letter navigation. I could press S for restart,
Restart, 4 of 4.
R for restart, excuse me, I misspoke, but I'm sure you understood what I meant. The action will not complete unless I press the Enter key. I won't do that because, of course, that will interrupt my recording. If I decide I don't want to shut down my computer, or I don't want to restart, or I want to exit this dialog, I can simply press Escape.
Escape.
That was easy enough to do. So you have two options for shutting down your computer, or three, or actually there are other options, but these are the three we're talking about. The first one is accessing the shutdown and user menu in the Start menu area. The second is using the Power User menu. And the third option is activating that shutdown dialog when no window is in focus. You will see Alt F4 used again very frequently through this course and very frequently in Windows training. But we'll leave it for now. I hope this video has been helpful for you. Thank you so much and have a great day.